Welcome to the Mile 20 podcast where epic shit happens. My name is Lorri and I'm here with my bestie.
Hi.
Laura.
And Laura.
Welcome to episode 30.
30.
Whoop, whoop.
30.
Today we will be discussing the Lost Dutchman Marathon. We're going to apologize in advance today because we just did a 22-mile run. And we'll get into that in a minute, but we're all a little brain dead right now. So if we seem, challenged, that would be why.
Yes, challenged is a good word for today.
All right, we will be discussing saguaro cactus.
Which I call them cowboy cacti. They're the ones with the arms.
Yes, they are. The arms.
Yes.
Campfires and dementors.
Yeah. The campfires, that was like a blip. The dementors, that was real, man.
That was real.
That was real.
Yes.
Yes.
Like to take a moment to please check out our social media. We're across almost everywhere except for X, I'd say, or Twitter, whatever it is these days, at Mile 20 Podcast.
Mile 20 Podcast.
Yes, and we would love to hear from you guys. So, Laura Lee, our beverage of the week.
Yeah, so I really wanted to just drink water today, just because of our run, and but we were talking about. Sorry, I'm going into my phone here, and I changed my password, and yeah, there we go. So we were talking about that we had some really fabulous wine when we were out in Arizona, and it was a really good red wine, and it was cooler out at nighttime because we ran this in February of 2020.
Yeah,
the Lost Dutchman. So I went back into my Vivino app, and we drank a Brunello from Maltacino, that was called Altero, and it was a 2007 vintage.
It was delicious.
It was absolutely delicious,
and it all felt right. Like it was kind of like dusk on the desert, beautiful views,
a little cooler out,
a little bit of fire. I feel like there was like a fire in like one of the fireplaces near the bar or outside. I don't remember where we were
yes, to
sitting.
all of that.
Yes,
yeah.
I think we moved around a little bit, and it was just like
Yeah. So we don't have the Altero tonight, but we do have another Brunello this evening, and so we are partaking in Brunello. So, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Here's to episode 30 in Arizona.
I know, episode 30. It feels very much like a milestone.
Yes, it does. It might need to breathe a little bit more.
I don't know. It tasted yummy to me.
Yeah, no, it does taste yummy, but it needs to open up a little bit more. So we ran this race. This was one of the last races we ran in the beginning of 2020.
Yep.
This was on February 16th of 2020. And we didn't have another race scheduled then until August.
Yep.
Which was going to be out in Nevada. Now, this race we ran 1 week after we ran the New Orleans Marathon.
The debacle of New Orleans.
Yeah, so I came to the Lost Dutchman with still a black eye. Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
And I think we both were sporting. I think I was on the tail end of a cold, but I think I had passed it to you in New Orleans.
Yeah, and I felt really sick when we were in Arizona, and who knows, maybe I might have had some COVID too, but we didn't know because like COVID, like it wasn't like a declared thing as of yet.
No, but there was definitely coughing and sniffling and all sorts
just
of goodness going on.
Not feeling well,
No.
yes, at all. But the race. So why did we choose to run this one?
Do you want to talk about the race yet, or we want to do an Epic Week update?
Oh,
because we skipped it last week.
I keep doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep going right into this race, but I want to know how the hell you did this week.
Well, today was a really shitty 22-mile run.
Yeah.
Mostly because my Epic Week ended with like 7 exclamation points, and those were bee stings. So yesterday I was down in Maryland, and I was putting up some like little deterrents for birds. No birds are hurt in the process, but it's just a deterrent so they don't sit on top of our pergola and shit all over our furniture.
Right.
So I was finishing that up. It was all done. And I went to go kind of move the ottoman for one of the chairs back. And I just kind of pushed it with my right foot, had my Birkenstocks on. And lo and behold, there was a bee's nest underneath there.
Oh, God.
And those suckers came flying. They are fast mofos. And they came flying at me. And they bit me up one side, down the other on my right, the top of my right foot, and a little bit on my right hand. I've never sprinted so fast in my entire life. I sprinted across the yard, probably yelling mother effer, like about 50 million times. Jim didn't hear me at all. He's like, I thought I heard you a little bit.
You clearly were not screaming enough in a high, shrill voice.
And then I came upstairs, and you know me. I mean, I'm not a big crier or anything like that.
No.
And dude, I was like weeping, like it hurt so bad. Yeah. And so that was my big epic day yesterday. But we did go do what's called dock days.
Yeah.
Down at Georgetown, Maryland. And this is a really, really cool competition. There's this young guy, his name is Austin Parrish, and he is kind of like our little honorary mayor. He's not a mayor, but he's kind of like our honorary mayor, like Grand Poobah.
Everybody shakes his hand.
Yeah, of the Sassafras. Everybody knows him. And he is a tugboat. I don't know if he's a captain or he works on tugboats, but I would assume he's a captain. He was in the Navy. And, he's a young guy, married. They have a nice little new baby. And so he went and coordinated all this. And it was competitions for people to see how fast they can go and pull in crab pots.
Nice.
That, were in the water, as well as a speed dock parking. And then you had to like take hula hoops and put them onto the pylons.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. So we did that yesterday morning, and then I was like, oh, let me just do this one like little thing with the bird stuff before I leave to come back home. So, because we had our 3 a.m. wake up this morning. So that was my epic
wake up.
Yeah. How about you?
I had a week kind of filled with just trying to get shit done around the house, but also getting Ella ready to leave because she leaves
tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow for Penn State University. I feel like it was just yesterday.
We
were podcasting about where we thought she might be going, and we were just getting back, I think, from Kentucky at one point. So anyway, yeah. So she leaves tomorrow and dealing with all of that on...
How you feeling about that?
Terrible, quite frankly, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Luckily, Maggie lives close, but it's like definitely symbolic of my retirement, I guess.
Of an era done.
Of an era done, yeah.
Yes.
So, but we have DJ back at home for a little bit longer, so that'll be nice.
Yeah.
I think it was also like last week was kind of very punctuated by like really feeling good in like all my workouts. Like Maggie and I did our 20-mile run last weekend, which I may have mentioned. I don't even remember if we talked. No, we didn't talk about that last week. And I felt pretty strong on that run, which felt great. And then consequently like did full weight workouts this week and cycling and everything, and feeling strong, which always makes me wary. I don't know why. Like I start to get scared when I start to feel strong, like what's going to happen? Like is something going to break?
Yeah.
Because I feel way too good now.
We call it the bubble wrap phase.
Yes.
You're not supposed to get stung by bees during the bubble wrap.
You're not supposed to get
phase.
stung by bees.
Just saying.
And on Friday was a little stressful because I went out with two friends cycling, and one of my friends went down really hard and wrecked and shattered a wrist and fractured a shoulder, elbow, and so like that was very traumatizing for all involved. And I wish her a very quick recovery.
Yeah,
because
we hope that she recovers quickly, because that's
it's scary. You realize how dangerous road cycling is when something happens. Like you can be out there all having fun and enjoying the scenery, and then boom, something happens, and it reminds you that it's still got a little dangerous element to it.
Yeah, because your husband Dave got into a really bad accident a number of years ago in 2020.
Oh, yeah. We got shit on by the ER staff. They were pissed that we came in, and he had wrecked out on his bike in May of 2020.
Yeah.
So it was in the throes of COVID, and they were like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, nobody needs to be in the ER for this right now. But you know what? He needed to be sane, too, and exercising is part of your sanity. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So there was that. And then we went to the Eagles preseason game yesterday while you were doing doc days and tailgated. Wasn't a really exciting game as, I think we had our third string everything in, and so did the Browns. I was hoping to get a glimpse of Shedeur Sanders, but nah, didn't see any of him. And so it was a little boring, but it was fun. It's always good to be back at the link. And since we're missing 2 home games in September, and it was nice also because it's like Ella's last home game.
Yeah, no, I loved it that you brought her to the game.
And it was cool because Matt and Maddie joined us, so it was cool seeing them too and hanging out with your daughter. So.
Yeah, they were very, very happy to take the tickets. So yeah, but better than just not using them at all.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel really off right now. So I just
I think we're very much still half asleep because none of us have napped really. Yeah. And of course you have bee venom circling in your body.
Yeah. So the one thing I will say before we jump into the race is that after we did our turnaround and it was maybe at mile 18 and change, I decided that I was going to Google, should I be running within 24 hours of getting multiple bee stings on my foot?
That Google should have happened last night or this morning before
it should have. And if I had, and I knew that I shouldn't have run, but I think I was mental and I was like, you know what? I run in really bad circumstances. I make bad decisions, and I'm like, it'll be fine. Like it'll just start wearing off. And it got to the point where Maddie or Maggie went and bought me a compression sock. It was like a pop-up compression sock that I put on my right foot, and it seemed to help it because when I took the sock off to take a shower after the run, it just blew up. So note to everyone listening that you really, if you get stung by a bee, make sure you listen to your body, because apparently if you have a allergic reaction to bee stings, because it's venom that they put in your body, you could actually, it isn't always an immediate thing. You could react a couple of days later, which I was like,
I didn't know. I always just thought it was immediate.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And having gotten stung 7 times yesterday, there's a higher likelihood that you can have an allergic reaction if you haven't gotten one in the past by getting stung by less bees. So public announcement, do not go running within 24 hours after getting stung by bees.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm so glad we learned these things by trial and error
and
trial by fire.
And
here.
while I was running, but I have to say, when I got home, I took a shower and I took a nap, and when I woke up, I declared in my head that was by far the worst training run I've ever had in my entire running career.
Well, there you go. There's only up from there. It could.
I didn't think it could get that bad, and that was pretty bad. Thank God you stayed with me, because we ended up walking the last 4 miles. Man, it was shitty.
it was a challenge.
But that's okay, because the rest of my body feels great. That's the bummer. That it's just the foot that feels really crappy, but everything else feels totally fine. And so I have confidence that once the swelling goes down in my foot, I will be fine.
Yeah, you will be fine.
Yes.
And now we're on taper anyway.
Yes.
So this is the fun. This is the party time bubble wrap session.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So we're going to talk about this race?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. So as you were saying,
why?
February.
Why?
Oh, why?
Yeah, why?
This one, I love a good campfire.
I know. Me too. Reminds me of s'mores.
It does.
Red wine and good company. Yeah.
So this particular race is a small town race in Apache Junction, just outside of Phoenix. The allure to it is that it starts right in the foot, but you're kind of up almost. You're right at the border of the park for the Superstitious Mountains.
Yes.
You're not fully in it. But they take you up a mountain, and so you're kind of on this dirt road for quite a while.
It was almost like half of the race.
It felt like it, yeah. You're on this road, and it's dirt, and it's almost a solid descent, which was wonderful.
Yeah. And it was a well-groomed road. Even though it was dirt, like dirt, little gravel, but it was a well-groomed road.
And it wasn't. I don't remember it being dusty or feeling like there was a lot in the air that you had to worry about or anything like that.
No, and it wasn't a big race. I mean, at the time when we did it, it was 341 people.
Yeah, and it stays pretty consistent like that because they cap it at 400, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I guess people aren't like fighting to get into it because it's just a smaller race.
It is a smaller race, but it very, very well run the day of. Fantastic number of volunteers as well as porta-johns.
Packet pickup was easy.
Packet pickup was very easy. No expo. I don't know if they have an expo anymore. Okay.
No,
wasn't it at
pickup.
some YMCA or like a local community center?
It was just a packet pickup. I think they have a packet pickup at the Y on the Saturday, but then there's a few times you can pick up at Roadrunner Sports locally during the week now.
Yeah.
From what I saw. But yeah, and it's... they do have like the gamut of races too because they offer the half, a full, 10K, 8K trail run, and then a 2-mile fun run / walk. So there's a lot more than just the marathon. But the big real allure is the finish. I mean, the start line.
It is. The start line was awesome.
Yeah. They set up, I mean, how many would you say? Like 30?
At least 30 campfires.
Yeah, little campfires for you to huddle around because... It's a point-to-point race. So you park at the rodeo showgrounds in Apache Junction. They load you up on the school buses and stuff, and they drive you up into the mountains and drop you off. And, when all of that kind of happens in any race, you're there crazy early, or earlier than you like.
5:30 in the morning, and it was cold because we were wearing our onesies that we had already...
With
previous
Maggie.
One.
Wait, was it Maggie's onesies? Because they looked like the purple unicorns.
No. These were. No, but they. I think we bought new ones because the ones that we had with Maggie were stolen.
They were stolen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or taken.
Taken.
Yeah, not stolen.
But I think we ended up purchasing the same ones because I think that they were cheap, like on Amazon. So we wore those, and it was kind of a bummer because we kind of acknowledged that, like, okay, it's getting warmer out once the sun started kind of rising.
Yeah.
And we were like, we probably shouldn't wear these, like running downhill. So we left them up at the campfire site.
Yeah, I think we have a really cool staged photo of
it was
like
totally staged.
The little
eyes
and
like,
stuff.
don't leave me.
Yeah, like, I'm so sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Enjoy the campfire.
But this is a point-to-point race, so there's no out and backs and so forth, and everything was very, very well marked.
Yeah.
I never felt like, geez, Lori, where the hell are we going?
Yeah. There were some rollers towards the end, which were not
serious
great.
Rolling hills, yes.
I think we approached this particular race, too, because we knew it was a 7 a.m. start, and the sun was kind of rising at the time that the race was starting. And we kind of decided early on, like, it's a downhill. Yeah. Like, let's just go. Let's just try and hit it kind of as hard as we can to try and get as much under our belt as we can run before the sun rises and gets hot.
And we got to the bottom of the mountain, and then we started hitting the road, and I remember you looking at me because, like, dude, like, that was the fastest, like, friggin' first half of a race I think we've ever run together.
Yeah.
And you were looking at me like, what are we doing? And I'm like, well, we ain't running like that for the second half of the race. But we did. We got down. I can't remember what our time was, but we flew down that hill.
We did. I got nervous because, like, I looked at Laura and I'm like, oh shit, like, I feel like we're on pace where Laura could get a PR. And so then I'm but my legs were feeling like lead.
Yeah.
When we got down onto that road, like just something.
It was bad. Yeah, because I remember hitting the road and then it kind of came up and wrapped around, like it went uphill a little bit.
And then we turned into that neighborhood.
Yes.
I felt like there was even more.
There was a more uphill
in that neighborhood. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, we could get a PR. I'm like, oh, it's going to take a lot out of my legs because I don't have it right now. We made a big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Rule number one.
Don't
get a massage the day before a race.
It was such a bad decision.
But we were staying at a lovely resort that had a spa.
And we're like, it's just a massage. Like,
no.
Like, so when you get a massage, it gets everything kind of
relaxed.
And all the acidity kind of like stirred up in your muscles.
It was not good.
And, to try to flush them out over the next couple of days. And yeah, I remember that massage, and I was like, I'm never getting a massage like within like a couple day window again before a race.
I mean, now I think I do maybe Wednesday at the latest for a race on
Wednesday.
Sunday.
Wednesday would be the latest for a Sunday race.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree, because then it has a couple days for you to be able to drink your water, get hydrated, because getting a massage does dehydrate you.
Yes, it does.
Great decision to go and do like the day
and
before a
race. And
race.
we were also drinking wine.
And we were drinking wine, and it was really hot out, and yeah. So bad decision. But have never made that mistake ever again.
No, but I remember looking at you going, are we gonna do you want to try for a PR today?
And I was like, no.
And I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
I was like, no, absolutely not.
I was so glad to hear it.
Yeah. But it did go, and because you were talking about the hills, so we did have about 600 feet of elevation.
Yeah.
Throughout the race.
Yeah.
So
which isn't.
It wasn't hateful like at all, but it takes
its toll.
It hit at certain points.
Yeah.
Where it was after we came flying down the hill.
Yes.
And then towards the very end.
And then the sun comes up and there is no shade.
There was no shade the second half of that race. None whatsoever.
Because you're in the desert.
Yeah.
All you get is the big saguaro cactuses.
Yeah, and there's really no shade.
Or cacti?
Cacti.
What's plural there? Cacti?
Or cactuses.
Cactuses.
I don't know. I always call it cacti when it's multiple, but
I feel like that's correct.
Yeah. So a little bit about the saguaro cacti. They are found in the Sonoran Desert, which is, where Phoenix is located. And they are the largest cacti in the United States, which I think is kind of cool. And they can grow up to like 50 feet tall, and they weigh several tons.
Yeah, well, we had a whole conversation while we were sitting down because we rented a Jeep.
Yep.
I rented a Jeep for us to drive around in because we were in the desert. You got to have a Jeep. Anyway, and I was like, God, Laura, I know this sounds really strange, but I kind of wonder if you could just ram your car into one of these cactuses.
And just like blow it up.
And like whether
smush it. Like smush
whether
the kitty.
it would just like explode like a watermelon under pressure.
So I was like, let me look that up. So I read and shared with my friend, do not jam the Jeep into the cacti because you will go and absolutely break the Jeep. These cacti weigh like several tons. They could live up to 200 years old. And they're beefy. They are thick as all get out, and
that's a full ass tree underneath all that succulent.
Yeah, and you don't want to go and hit it.
No,
at all.
No,
at all. So yeah, but there's the saguaro cacti like everywhere in the Phoenix area,
which is very cool because it's so unique. I mean, we live in Pennsylvania in the Northeast.
Yeah,
if you could think about a polar opposite climate. That's it.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's something about when you see a cacti, and especially when I call them the cowboy cacti because they're always in the cowboy movies.
Yeah.
But it just reminds you of the West.
Yeah.
And
quintessential.
Quintessential. Yes. Now this race had a 6-hour, 25-minute course limit. So I think we were good with that because, again, we kind of flew down that mountain and then had some time to play with in the second half of the race.
Which we always play anyway.
Absolutely. Now this one started at 7 a.m., but we obviously flew to Phoenix. So we got there a couple days early, right?
Yeah, we got there. Our poor husbands. That Friday was Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's like, bye, Celicia. Do you remember, though, going to when we went to our resort, our Marriott, and they had some kind of like, I don't know, they had some prom pictures that were going on, or Valentine's Day pictures, and they had like young girls and boys, like getting their pictures taken and stuff. So we were like totally messing around. We're like, oh sure, we'll get our pictures taken, and we like totally fucked around and like pretended to like I had my hand on your like and like the photographer probably thought we were a couple.
No, I think we were definitely sitting there going, oh shit. People think we're a couple.
Yeah,
that's what's going on right now. They're gonna think we're a couple.
Because we were fucking around. So it was pretty funny. So
it was funny.
We'll have to find those pictures.
But we actually flew out stupid early that Friday. Like first flight out, I think it was like at 6:45 a.m. Mm-hmm. So we arrived early, and poor Laura, I had to drag her. So I have a very, very small obsession.
It's a fetish.
It's a big obsession, actually.
It's a fetish. Mm-hmm.
It's a need, not a want. Eventually, when I first got my Jeep, we were going to take a trip down to Costa Rica, and I was looking for like all these adventure-y type things to do down there. Or no, sorry, bad. That was the Utah trip. We were camping, and I wanted to do something fun in Utah. And I started Googling camping things for Jeeps, and I found this amazing thing called the Turtleback Trailer.
The Turtleback Trailer.
Which it's now moved to Tennessee, but the headquarters, and they were manufactured in Phoenix, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I became obsessed with them because they have the same suspension as the Jeeps and then an articulating hitch. So these things can travel anywhere a Jeep can go off-roading for camping.
They're definitely up for off-roading.
They are so cool. Rooftop tent, hot water heater.
Kitchen.
Yeah, but it's all like outside living versus inside living.
Right.
So I was like, Laura, we have to go to Turtleback Trailer.
Let's do Turtleback Trailer.
Yeah. We stopped before we went to Turtleback, right, and grabbed breakfast.
We did.
At Snooze.
Yeah.
It was yummy.
It was very yummy.
Highly recommend Snooze.
Highly recommend Snooze. I think we had some cocktails for breakfast too.
Oh yeah, it was a brunch.
Yes, yeah, it was a brunch. So when you're having brunch, you can have a cocktail for breakfast.
Yeah, cocktails for brunch is okay.
Yes, as long as there's champagne in it.
Yes, and then we went to Turtleback, which was like a homage for me, pilgrimage.
Yeah. No, you knew your stuff too. Like just talking to these guys, and they let us kind of tool around and everything that they had on the floor, and they were impressive.
They took us back into the workshop
yes, they did.
too, which was very cool.
Yeah, showed you where everything was being made, and they're pretty nifty.
Yeah.
It was funny because it was like, well, if Lori gets a turtleback trailer, like we need a turtleback trailer so we can turtleback trailer together, So Jim's like, what, like you guys do you. Like, just figure it out.
I'm like sad though. 5 years later, I'm still wanting.
Every year for Christmas, it's like, I want a turtleback trailer, Dave.
Yeah, it's number one on my Christmas list. What do you want for Christmas? A turtleback trailer.
Turtleback trailer.
It got to the point, I didn't realize it. I was part of a turtleback trailer Facebook page. And every time I would comment on stuff, I didn't realize it was public. I thought it was just like a private group, that it was kind of cool. And then people would start messaging Dave, dude, you really need to give her a turtleback trailer.
Yes.
Like, people were seeing me stalking the page, and I was like, oh shit, I got to stop commenting
now. Yeah, I remember you saying that to me a while back. So yeah, it was pretty funny. Well, they take care of their own,
Yeah, they do.
But the place that we stayed at, which was in Scottsdale, so we the Apache, Arizona, is kind of like northeast of Phoenix.
Yeah.
So we opted to go and stay in the outskirts of Scottsdale, and at the time it's a Marriott, but at the time it was called Copper Wind Resort, and now it's called Adero. And you reminded me earlier today, you're like, yeah, you remember they were doing like a ton of remodeling, but this place was so cool.
It really was.
We had this.
It's kind of perched up on a hill with a really great view.
Yeah, really fantastic view. They had a really fantastic pool that we actually went into.
Yep.
And so we had a balcony that overlooked like all of the Scottsdale like valley, and I think we had a fireplace in our room as well. It just, I don't know, it was just really, really nicely done. And,
it was.
And it had a really just contemporary Southwest feel to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, you didn't
No.
feel like you were in a cowboy movie, but it was just very elegant, Southwest elegant. So I absolutely love it. In fact, that was a place when Jim and I went out to the Super Bowl when it was out in Arizona, and I had recommended like we kind of explore that. And Jim was like, I think that's like a little too far out for us from where like because the stadium's like on the other side, on the western side of Phoenix.
Yeah.
So we opted not to go there. But I don't know. I really really like that place a lot.
No, I would go back
Beautiful.
and stay there again. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
So then Saturday, because we still had it. So that was just Friday. We had a full
'cause
day
we
on
got there so
Saturday
early
too.
on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
It was definitely worth being out there 2 extra days. Saturday, right near our resort, it was Sunrise Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there was a really cool hike. It was just shy of 5 miles to climb up to the top of Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah.
And what else other than booking a massage for later in the day is good for running before a marathon?
It's hiking, but you and I do a lot of hikes the day before marathons.
We
and
do.
We don't have too many issues with that.
No, it's kind of like our way of acclimating.
And we're
to, like,
walking.
the-
We're walking.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're moving. We're keeping our body moving.
Yeah. And so this was a really nice trail. It was well groomed. They had a ton of cacti. So the saguaro cacti. I took a ton of pictures, and it's just cacti after cacti after cacti. I was like, oh, look, kids, another cacti.
But my favorite picture of you with a cactus, because it's one, was it looked like it was a middle finger, and it
totally
was during
did.
the race, and you gave it the middle finger back.
Yeah, because it was when it got really, really warm. Yes. But it did look like, right? Like
It did.
like
Its
the
little arms were all bunched up except for the
That's
one in the
right.
middle.
That's right. So I was giving it some love.
I felt like it was a Philly saguaro.
It was, right? But yeah, no, the hike was really, really nice. And what was it, 1,100 feet in elevation?
Yeah, a little over, I think.
And it had a beautiful view of the Scottsdale Valley.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it was definitely worth going up there. For sure.
Totally agree. And in fact, it's funny because fast forward a couple years later, my husband Jim had gone to the Scottsdale area, and he did a hike with the group that he was with, and he actually did like the other side of this hike, which brings you up to this same spot.
Oh.
So it was like on the other side of the mountain.
So was it from a lower point? Like, did he have to climb further?
I have no idea. I have no idea if he climbed higher, lower, or anything like that. I do know that he was with a group of people that were a little bit like athletically challenged. So I wonder if that was just like an easier like side for them to go and climb up.
Yeah, perhaps.
But yeah, and when I showed him pictures, or he showed me pictures, I'm like, oh, dude, I have like pictures of the same spot. So it was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. But I liked Scottsdale, the old town, and it had, a lot of porches on the front of the front, like, like just like a
covered walkways,
and it just definitely felt like you were in a Clint Eastwood like 1960s cowboy movie.
Yeah, like that old town Scottsdale has got a very, very unique
cool vibe.
Feel.
Yeah.
Great restaurants.
Yeah.
It was a very cool vibe.
Yeah, and then we ate pizza at Spinato's. And that was very, very good.
Yes.
Actually, I think that's is that where Janelle met us? Did she meet us for lunch?
Perhaps.
I think she did. Yeah, my friend Janelle lives in the Arizona, like in the Arizona area, in the Phoenix area.
Yes.
And I believe she went
in the Arizona
yeah,
area. Sorry.
I want to say she joined us for lunch during that particular trip. I have to go and double check because I had like no pictures of like us at the restaurant, but I took a picture of Spinato's, like the outside of it.
And I keep getting confused because I remember between that trip and a later race where I know we went into her house and she fed us tacos.
Yes, her husband cooked. And,
yes.
Yeah, and which was kind of cool, and you got to meet the kids and, their turtle. And that was really, really neat. But I think this one, I don't know if for some reason I want to say like we connected with her at some point, but I might be mixing my wires, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And then so race day, again, we both felt like shit because of getting the massages and it being really, really hot. So, we'll never go and do that again.
No, my favorite thing, though, was when I was looking back to do the research for this race, was going back on Strava. And I'm like,
oh my God,
this is hysterical. I had actually named the run. It was a double naming. Rise of the Dementor. Mm-hmm. And Hell Was Calling Me Home.
Yeah.
That's how I felt towards the end of this race.
Yes, and Dementors, for those of you who are not Harry Potter fans, the Dementors are from Harry Potter, and they basically, suck your being out of you, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. They kind of hover above your face, and they're like...
Yeah.
Like sucking, your soul
essence,
out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like the sun had turned into the Dementor and was sucking the soul out of my body.
Yes, we both definitely felt that way. But then I liked it at the very end of the race after we got our medals. They had this cute little montage area set up with the name of the race and, a couple of chairs.
But old farmy looking chairs.
It was totally old farmy, Western kind of feeling. And
I think they had a cowboy hat there too.
Yes, and we were like, we're not putting that on.
I put it on my head.
Did you put it on your? Oh,
yes, I have it on my head.
Did you put it on your head? And then I was like, oh my God, dude, I can't believe you put that on your head.
Yeah, I put it on my head.
But we got our picture taken with the little montage as well, which was fun. Just nice little keepsake.
Yeah.
And then. Did we do a no shower happy hour?
Maybe we went to the bar.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I just know that we did end up going to a place called Rehab Burger Therapy.
Yeah, and I wanted to face plant in a delicious burger because I took a picture of it, so it had to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I know that at this point in time you were still going and your go-to was still a burger.
Yeah, yeah.
After a race. And mine was buffalo wings. But I'm not sure. I don't even know if I had buffalo wings at that point in time. But
yeah, who knows?
Yeah, we weren't taking pictures of the food at the time. But the Rehab Burger place was delicious. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes.
I definitely got a picture of my burger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was very good.
Yeah. And then I think it was because didn't Outlander come out
that night? I think. Yeah. I feel like it was back, right?
Yeah, and it was very early on in the series, and so we ended up going and watching Outlander. I think we got into our pajamas and you had pulled it up on your computer, and then we ended up watching it.
Yeah.
So which was really nice, and then we left Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great weekend.
It totally was. And that was our last race before COVID hit. And then, we had a couple of months of no races, but we had planned that.
We had planned it.
Yeah.
Coincidentally. And so then it became a couple of months of monitoring every race that we were registered for that fall.
Yes.
Starting with the ET Full Moon Marathon in August.
Yes, in Rachel, Nevada.
Yes.
Yes. And we got into that one, and we ended up running it. So that'll be fun once we get to that one.
Yes, but first.
Yes.
Episode 31 will not be a race.
Yes. What are we talking about?
We are leaving on Friday.
This Friday.
Yes, with a group of ladies to spend the weekend in Paris.
Yes.
And then going on to Camp Chateau, which is a summer camp, all-women summer camp in a French chateau in Bédour, France, if I'm saying that correctly.
Bédier?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's outside of Figeac.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to this. So our next episode will be a recap of Paris.
Yes. So of our group, we have a group of 7 women that are taking on Paris, which it's going to be crazy fun. But some of us have been to Paris before, some of us haven't.
Right.
And so it kind of had to get the feel for the group that pretty much said we want to see everything we can in 3 days before we go to camp. So we land, and it is balls to the wall. We are ready to go.
We are Parising.
We are doing Paris.
Yes.
We are doing the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, you name it, we are doing it.
Yes.
So
I think we have a boat ride on the Seine as well.
Yeah, Sacré-Cœur. Hopefully going to hit a really cool hidden bar above the Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, that'll be neat. I'm so looking forward to this. It's in fact, gonna be motivated to go and pack right after this. So it's now before we end the episode, we usually give a little bit of recount of the shirts and the medal. And you and I can't find our shirts anywhere. So we're thinking that like either we didn't get shirts or the shirts weren't great and we both ding dong ditched them.
So I definitely Googled the shirts just to kind of get a feel to see if I could find the shirts. I saw the 2019 shirt. I saw the 2021 shirt online and the 2025. But I did not see the 2020 shirt. But I'm sure we must have got a shirt because every race hands out a shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, you and I both couldn't. We have no idea.
And if I've gotten rid of it,
it had to be bad.
That speaks volumes.
But these things happen, right? I mean, we're a little bit more picky about our shirts as well. So, but the medals are really neat because the medal is a saguaro cactus.
Yes, with a little pot of gold. So the Lost Dutchman, I did not do my full research on this. So this is me going from memory. God help us all. Was because there actually was thought that there was a Dutchman that went into the mountains and hid a shit ton of gold. And there have been people that, like treasure hunters, that have been going into the Superstitious Mountains for years.
Looking for the gold.
So that is where the name The Lost Dutchman came from. Because I think he did get lost, or a Dutchman has gotten lost looking for the gold at some point. And there's a little pot of gold right next to our saguaro cactus, which I think is cool. I really like this medal. I've always loved this medal.
No, I love the medal as well. It captures what we saw a lot of when we were in Apache, Arizona.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So next week, as Lorri said, we are going to give our recap of Paris. But then the next couple of episodes are going to capture different things that we're doing in France as well. So while we are there, as Lorri mentioned, we'll have a recap of our experience at Camp Chateau. I think we have an interview lined up with the staff at Camp Chateau as well.
Yes.
And then we have a couple of days in between Camp Chateau and doing the marathon. I'm going to be doing some working in France, but we have a couple of morning excursions planned. So
yeah, because we're going to be staying on the Dordogne River Valley near Sarlat, Le Canadien.
And Vitrac?
I don't know. We do not speak French fluently, so we are going to be slaughtering everything we say.
Fluently, I don't speak it at all. I gave up on Duolingo. But it's okay.
We're building up to Marathon du Marac too, which is going to be very exciting, and I'm so excited for that race.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
That one is going to be a very interesting recap. I can't wait for that experience.
I love the sea.
So again, the next couple of weeks, it's going to be oui, Paris, French.
Je m'appelle Lorri.
Yeah, what she said.
Je parle français.
So, how do you say thank you? And
merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup for hanging with us today. Now go make mile 20. You're a bitch.
Peace out.